now talk to Bicol Saro Party List Representative Congressman Terry Ridon. Good morning, Kong. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, Kong. Well, from the start ng mga proceedings sa Justice Committee, the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte has continued to question the legality of the actual process. Until now, no, it's no surprise anymore. But how does this impact then the proceedings as a whole?
There's no impact. We will proceed as we should, fulfilling our constitutional mandate. But, you know, the defense panel and the Vice President should talk among themselves and decide what is their actual position. Because from yesterday's statements, nagbabangga po yung dalawang position po nila. The Vice President is calling for the junking of the charges, while the defense panel is categorizing the proceeding as unconstitutional and therefore they will not participate. Magkabangga po yung dalawang posisyon na yun. Kasi if the Vice President is calling for the junking of the charges by the committee, ang ibig sabihin po noon, she is dignifying the jurisdiction of the committee.
That's right.
Hindi ba? Magkabangga po yun dun sa position po ng defense panel that we cannot proceed because we are proceeding in an unconstitutional manner. So malabo ho talaga yun. Hindi ho pwedeng umiral na magkasabay. Ito pong dalawang posisyon po na ito.
Well, unahin po natin yung kanilang isang sinasabi na, no, sabi mo nga, medyo hindi sila nag-uusap, ano. Unahin po natin sinasabi nila na unconstitutional itong hearing pong ginagawa po ninyo. Unang-una, i-define po muna natin, di ba? Kung hindi po ito mini trial, what should we call this?
Well, we should call it what the Constitution is referring it to, no? As a hearing. That is also what we had referred to it yesterday as a hearing. And that is also what the House impeachment rules is actually referring it to, no? As a hearing, no? So, yung po nga paggamit po ng ilang mga kinatawan po ng salitang mini-trial, ito po ay para magpaliwanag lang po sa publiko, para magbigay ng pagkakaiba kung ano po yung mangyayari sa Senado.
Right.
Pero ang totoo, for all intents and purposes, even within the rules, even within the Constitution and how we actually implemented it, ang itsura ko ito, it was a hearing, nothing else.
Perhaps you can shed light on how the proceeding, kumbaga, paano ba ito nagsimula? Because, of course, for us, we would understand, ano? But for the viewers, bakit po merong hearing na ganito? Hindi po ba sapat na yung ginawa po ninyo na unang hearing to consider it na may sufficiency siya
In form and
substance, etc. And ano pong klaseng form of impeachment proceeding itong ginagawa natin?
Well, sa ilalim po ng 1987 Constitution, pagka nagkaroon ng determination in form and substance, magkakaroon po ng hearing para magkaroon po ng committee report. No? So, bahagi po dyan, yung receipt of evidence, ang sabi po ng defense, hindi kayo pwede mag-receipt of evidence, pero alam po natin, in each and every hearing, whatever it is, no, wherever we are, pagka hearing, kasama ho dyan yung mga receipt of evidence. Yun yung una. Pangalawa, in the House impeachment rules, hearing din po yung binabanggit doon kung saan pagka nagkaroon po ng determination ng sufficiency in grounds, pwede po mag-hearing at linatag po doon yung mga pwede hong gawin sa mga hearing po na yon. Kung saan yung mga miyembro ng komite ay pwedeng mag-direct at cross-examination ng mga witnesses, resource person, at yung pong respondent, impeachable official, ay pwede pong mag-submit din po ng kanila pong mga ebidensya.
What happens, Kong, if a specific, for example, witness na kasama sa mga pinadala ng respondents is you find, when you determining probable cause, feeling nyo hindi po to sapat or hindi ipapasa, meaning pag if ever, matatransmit sa Senado to, hindi isasama to sa articles of impeachment?
Ultimately ho, yung committee po at yung Kongreso, syempre yung magpipinal po no, ng articles of impeachment. Pero syempre, yung fact, for example, na may nagpakita po na mga resource persons, may mga dokumento po na isinumite, I think rightfully dapat maisama din po yan sa committee report. Dahil yan po yung proseso pong pinagdaanan ng ating komite. Hindi ba?
Okay. Alright, kasi may mga nagtatanong din kung bakit nung nakaraan na ng impeachment last year, wala namang ganitong klaseng hearing. Perhaps you can also shed light on that na ibang klase, ibang avenue po yung pinagdadaanan po ngayon na impeachment proceeding.
Tama po yun. Iba po yung ruta nung nakaraan. Yun po yung tinatawag sa konstitusyon na direct route or express route to the Senate. No? Ibig sabihin, wala ho talagang pagdaan sa House Committee on Justice, walang determination of sufficiency in form of substance, sufficiency in grounds, at yung ginagawa na ho naming proseso na ngayon, yung pong determination ng probable cause. No? Ito po yung requirement bago ho bumalik sa plenaryo at pagbobotohan po ng kabuuan po ng Kongreso.
Ngayon po, syempre, ang nirereklamo po ng Duterte camp na yung mga pag-uusapan dito po sa hearing na ito ay probably mga, kumbaga, depensa din nila kung sakasakaling ito ay umabot sa Senate for the impeachment trial proper. So, let's say for example, nag-attend po sila dyan dahil po dun sa subpoena na inyong ibibigay sa kanila at hindi po nila sagutin yung inyong mga katanungan regarding the evidence, and they would say na, ay hindi, kasi ebidensya namin to, strategy namin to, hindi namin pwedeng sabihin. Ano po maaaring gawin ng House Justice Committee on that?
Well, sila ho yung magpapasya kung how they will go about it. But to be clear, meron pong compulsory processes yung pong komite. No? So, ibig sabihin, kung magre-reject ko sila na answer ng po mga legitimate questions po ng mga miyembro po ng komite, syempre, meron pong contempt powers yung pong ating komite, whether it's an impeachment proceeding or whether it's an inquiry in aid of legislation.
Paano po, ano po yung magiging, kumbaga, parang, kasi sabi niyo po, contempt power. So, ano pong mangyayari po doon? Kasi normally, ang alam po namin kapag may mga hearing na ganito, pag contempt power, yung iba,
Pwede detain.
Dinidetain, di ba po doon sa, like, sa Senate, Blue Ribbon Committee, mga ganun. Ganito po ba, papaano?
Same naman po yung basis nung pong contempt powers within yung pong House impeachment rules at yung pong rules within inquiries and in aid of legislation. No? Pero ang basis lang naman ho doon, even if it is defense that is elicited from the defense panel, pagka naman ho unresponsive, pagka naman ho binabastos ho yung komite, tingin ko ho, hindi naman ho nagbabago ho yung standards po natin for contempt even if this is an impeachment proceeding.
Okay. So, nakalagay po doon sa inyong rules, 60 session days. So, parang kung ngayon po nagsisimula na tayo, kailan po matatapos po ito?
Yung po 60 session days, more or less, mga 5 buwan po ito. No? Pero ang expectation ho natin in actual terms, dapat tapos na ho yan by the end of May. No? Kasi 3 grounds lang naman po. And we will decide by the end of April on the last stated hearing date kung mag-extend pa ho tayo ng mga dagdag na mga hearings po through the month of May.
Ako, gusto ko lang malinawan, yesterday, no? Parang nagkaroon ng medyo mahabang debate sa hanay ng committee with regards to yung letter na pinadala na binasa nyo, na pinadala ng counsel nila VP Sara. Tapos si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez was using the word order. Congressman Chel Jokno was against using the word order. Then may reply. Ano ba ang initially official stand mo doon with regards to how to deal with that letter na pinadala ni VP Sara?
Well, una sa lahat, yung position ho talaga natin doon, hindi ho dapat i-dignify kasi it is basically questioning the jurisdiction of the committee. At on the basis of what? On the basis of an interview of a House member describing the proceeding as a mini trial. Even if they go to the Supreme Court for this, parang nakakatawa ho to issue a TRO on a mere public statement or a mere public interview of a member of the Committee on Justice. Kasi ang totoo ho, yesterday, they had seen it, hindi ba? No one was actually calling it a mini trial. We were all referring to it as an actual hearing within the context of the Constitution, within the context of the House impeachment rules.
Well, isa pa po sa sinasabi nila dito, no, ang inirereklamo nila ay yung pagdamay din po nung, kumbaga, yung pagiging posisyon ni VP Sara as the DepEd Secretary before, which is, sabi nila, hindi naman daw impeachable yun. This is just an fishing expedition. Your reaction to that?
Well, matagal na hong na-desisyonan yung wala hong pagkakaiba, yung pagiging DepEd Secretary at pagiging Vice President, kung yung po mga impeachable acts ay ginawa po within the years po na impeachable officer po yung isang tao. No? So, na-decide na yun o na substance po na nakaraan. So, I think there's no point going back to it. But secondly, yung pong fishing expedition, like what I had previously stated already on what the Vice President had said, valid po yun. kung wala ho talagang ebidensya kahit ano.
Oo.
Pero nung pinagsisimulan ng mga dokumento, so for example, on the SALN question, meron pong SALN 2024 eh. Hindi ba? Na pwede ho nga mag-look back therefore to 2007 from the first time na naging public official po ang ating pong pangalawang Pangulo. Tama ho yun kung wala ho talagang kahit anong dokumento. Not just on SALN, but also on confidential funds. Yung pong confidential funds meron pong COA reports na pinagbabatayan po at may notice of disallowance na nagpapasoli po ng 70 million. So, what a fishing expedition is Congressman Rufus Rodriguez
Yes.
actually talking about.
Yes, yan yung
Yan,
sinabi niya
oo.
kahapon. I wanna ask lang din kasi, Diego, kasi kahapon, I mean, of course, people are saying na, is this the right time to do this? Na nasa gitna tayo ng krisis, 'di ba? At ito daw yung inaatupag natin. Your thoughts on that?
Well, naglinaw na po yung committee kahapon. Nang sabi ho ng committee, hindi ho totoo yun. Kasi even in the context of accountability mechanisms like impeachment, Congress had passed po yung pong suspension of excise tax on petroleum products within 2 weeks, no? So, ibig sabihin, tumutugon po ang Kongreso on accountability measures like impeachment at the same time na tumutugon po tayo on economic relief measures like ito po ang removal of excise taxes. Patas na nga ho siya today. Hindi ba? So, hindi ho yung totoo na hindi ho tayo tumutugon sa krisis po na kinakaharap po ng bansa. At the same time, na tumutugon po tayo sa mga seryosong usapin ng pananagutan.
Ay, quickly lang, Kong, last question on my part before we let you go. We had Congressman Toby Chanco on the show a few days ago.
Yes, oo.
A few days ago, and when he was talking about the SALN, parang napaka-hypocrites daw ang ibang congressmen asking for the SALN of the VP when, well, most of you daw na hindi rin daw naglabas ng SALN. Dapat hindi na daw i-compel. Dapat matagal na most of the members daw sa House or sa committee, dapat maglabas na ng SALN para patas daw lahat.
Pero una sa lahat, that question is best asked of Congress itself. Kasi hindi pa naman ho tapos yung SALN committee disclosure mechanisms eh. Kasi I think pinipinal pa ho ng Kongreso ito pong bagay na ito. No? So, again, the person on trial here is not Congress. The person on trial here is the Vice President. No? So, tingin ko hindi ho dapat pagbanggain at mag-mislead yung pong mga kaalyado ho ni Vice President katulad niya Congressman Chanco.
Oy, hindi daw siya kaalyado eh.
Sabi niya,
Tinanong niya,
I'm not DDS.
Hindi daw
Sabi
siya
niya.
DDS, sabi niya sa amin.
Alright, well, thank you for your time. Bicol Saro Party List Representative Congressman Terry Ridon for joining us.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga.